Hi, my name's Eleana.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And today we're going to talk about Earth.
We're looking at one of the most famous images in the world. And what are we seeing?
The Great Wave.
That's right. This is Katsushika Hokusai's The Great Wave of Kanagawa.
What's that over there in the corner?
Well, that's the artist's name. The title that I just mentioned is a particular place in the country known today as Japan.
Why are there people in the painting? And why is the sea white? Why do they have little sharp things?
What do you see?
I see people in boats going across an ocean with white stuff.
Do you think they're having a good time?
No,
Why don't you think they're having a good time?
because they're looking down.
And what's about to happen to them?
They're gonna get hit by a wave.
They're going to get hit by a wave, and how do you know that wave is about to crash on top of them?
Because they're only over there and the wave is like way above them.
That's right.
Why are they leaning down?
The people are crouching down, trying to stay on top of that boat, and they don't want to fall into the water. And you asked earlier about what's all the white stuff on the ocean, and do you have any ideas about what that could be?
Some parts of the ocean have bubbly white stuff.
That's right, and what causes the bubbly white stuff in the ocean?
And there's a huge wave coming up.
That's right, when there's a huge wave or when the water is moving around a lot, it gets frothy and bubbly. It means that the ocean has been really active and it's been moving around a lot, and it means it's really stormy. What's behind them that almost looks like it's part of the wave?
It's a mountain.
It looks like a mountain. Now, do you know what that mountain is?
I don't know.
Well, that's okay. That's one of the most famous mountains in Japan.
Really?
That's right, the tallest and largest mountain in Japan. That's known as Mount Fuji.
And what did he make it from?
This is actually a print, not a painting, and it's not a sculpture, but it's something that was produced on a piece of paper. This particular print dates to the 19th century, so more than 150 years ago.
How can it live that long?
That's a great question. This was made thousands of times, and that's because the way that Hokusai made it and other printmakers is they would carve this image into a piece of wood. And then they would take other pieces of wood where they'd want to carve parts of the image where they'd want the colors to go. And then they would put ink on each of the different pieces of wood and press it down onto the same paper, getting what's called an impression. And the reason they did that is because then you could do this over and over and over again.
Do they use the same wood again and again and again to use the ink? Or do they use different wood every time?
They would use the same pieces of wood over and over and over. Even if you have the same print of Hokusai in one museum or another, they might look a little different because the wood would slowly get worse and worse over time. Today, prints like this are a lot of money. In fact, this print just sold for more than $2 million.
That must have been rich people, and how did they pay for that?
Well, while today it must be really wealthy people or institutions that can buy a print like this, it was actually really inexpensive in the 19th century when this was made. In fact, you could buy this print for the cost of 2 servings of noodles.
What? That is ridiculous.
They were cheap because they could be produced in huge numbers, so they weren't unique. This was actually part of a series where Hokusai was actually showing Mount Fuji in different places from around Japan.
Why?
Because Mount Fuji was such a famous mountain in Japan, and it still is today, and it had been for a long time, that he was trying to experiment with different types of landscapes and scenes and viewpoints to show Mount Fuji in all its glory.
We are going to end the 3 fun facts about the wave. First fact. Today we have learned that the humans are dashing down to try to maybe not die from the big wave and not get hurt. 2, we have learned that that mountain is famous. 3, we've learned that the white stuff is particles. I hope you come back. Thank you for watching. Bye.